Hey guys, welcome to yet another episode of Pindelicious. My name is Pindile Khadebe, better known to you as Opindelicious. Now, on this channel, we focus on unlearning the norm, and one of the topics that we covered last week was false positives. And I promised you guys that we would look at part two of the topic. And thank you so much, guys, for engaging with the channel, for commenting, for liking, for sharing. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Hit that notification button so that you're notified every time we upload a video. Now, one of the things that I wanted us to bring to a close as we close part two, or as we look at part two of false positives, that was the learnings that we took from last week. What are some of the things that you got to really focus on? You got to look at from a different perspective and understanding what false positive means, and just looking at your life holistically and saying, what are some of the things that I really needed to look at and say, are they positive, are they not positive? What has been the contribution? What are some of the things that I'm looking at in my life that I'm thinking are positive and they need to take me forward, but they're actually holding me back? Therefore, I need to make a decision and I need to make a change to say, this is how I want the next chapter of my life to look like, the next week of my life to look like. And it's purely because I'm going to have that expectation on myself, and I'm not going to expect that from anyone else. Guys, one of the things that I addressed last week was that expectation was what was creating false positives, and it is. And the only person that you can solely rely on to say that they understand the journey, they know the next step that you need to take, they have the power to take you forward, is yourself. And this is the time where you really need to balance out your life, where you really need to be that support structure that you are to other people, to yourself, that you need to show up for yourself like you show up for other people. And it's something that's very sad that I've learned in my life that I couldn't do for me, but I was doing for others. I was constantly showing up at 100% for everyone else in my life besides me. Now that led me to create expectations, or to say, if I'm going to do this for this person, I know they're going to do it for me. And when they didn't, this is when I started having resentment. I started not understanding why someone else wouldn't want to do that for you. But it also got me thinking, now that I'm in a space where I can identify what my false positives are and what my expectations are on myself, I'm able to show up 100% for myself. I'm able to say, if something is not serving me, I need to close that chapter and I need to move on. I need to start opening up doors that I'm going to genuinely show up for myself, that I'm going to create the positives in my life. I'm not going to take other people into the circle that's just going to confuse the situation, because now that I know what I need, what positives I need, I'm able to nurture that. I'm able to 100% be there, be present, to make sure that I grow into my better self. Guys, I don't know if you guys experience this, where you feel guilty for doing things that are right for you. You feel guilty for being present in your life and for showing up for yourself, which is very confusing, and it's very weird, because the only person that you actually have 100% of is yourself, you should be able to put yourself first. You should be able to go out there and to show up in the world as yourself, and to pat yourself in the back when you've done something great, and to also be able to reprimand yourself when you actually haven't done something great, whether it's for the next person or whether it's for you. Because what we have in our lives is the power of self-control and the power of self, and being genuine and attached to self, and knowing how you show up to the world, and just being self-aware, just being mindful of other people, but not compromising yourself. And I think now that I've put that idea in your guys' mind, or made you guys think of what are the things that were self-positives in your life that you needed to change, we are able to take the next step of our journey, the next step of my journey, which is intentional living. Living with intention, doing things with intention, which is one of the topics that I'd love for us to cover next week. It's something that I want us to really, really look at. How do I become intentional with every single thing that I do in my life? Because that will be a game changer. Once you start putting intentions, then you start working on it, and then things will start happening. It's not that vision that you put up in your vision board, or that New Year's resolution that you put there and you just leave it there. No. It's something that you're going to have to intentionally and purposefully work towards it in order for you to achieve it. And this is a topic that I'd like for us to cover next week. But I am very grateful that you guys got to experience or got to think of the false positives in your life and what you needed to do to actually change it. So thank you so much for being part of the family, for subscribing to the channel. Please don't forget to comment, don't forget to like, don't forget to share. Let me know what are some of the things that you guys would like us to cover. If you want us to revisit certain topics, that we can also do. And I will see you next week. Thank you so much for subscribing to Pindalicious. Goodbye, guys.